Jay Mattison, our 2020 guest of honor, grew up on the home dairy farm not far from here. After high school graduation, it was off to Iowa State, where he received his BS degree. Jay stayed on in Ames to earn his MS degree in animal production and breeding, and a focus on the adoption and impact of on-farm computers. He developed programs for Iowa State Extension and Mid-States DRPC on one of the first desktop computers, working directly with Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. Jay began his career as director of genetic programs for the National Association of Animal Breeders, and while there he implemented the categorical analysis of calving ease genetic evaluations with Iowa State. He also implemented a cross-reference program using NAAB codes as sire identification in the DHIA system and for genetic groups of the USDA AI sire summaries. He also established the NAAB Active AI Sire List, combining production and type information for quick delivery. Jay continued in AI as Genetic Program Manager at Eastern AI Cooperative and Federated Genetics, where he coordinated acquisition and progeny testing of some 300 bulls per year, managed the staff handling semen inventory and promotion, and was liaison for research with Cornell and Penn State. Joining the Cornell University program on dairy markets and policy, Jay led a benchmarking study of beverage milk packaging costs along with Texas A&M and managed the digitizing of USDA records for NASS, ERS, and the Census of Agriculture dairy data for access by researchers. It was in 1995 when, along with his wife Mary, he founded Request Limited, the consulting firm that was worked across the industry, providing computer solutions and organizational management. He led a development and design team to deliver sire genetic information with the establishment of dairybulls.com.
Jay Mattison. I got a laugh when I heard that he's the guest of honor. I've known Jay the better part of 30 years, and in that 30 years, nothing surprises me, from getting pulled over by the customs in Paris, France, to a midnight ride on a taxi ride in Tunisia. So Jay's left quite a legacy, and is still making that. And I'm proud for him and for Mary for the job they've done. I've had the opportunity to work with Jay quite a bit. Jay, Mary, congratulations on a great award, and looking for more T-bone steak dinners at the Mattison household as you move on. Thanks, Jay.
It is my pleasure to say a few comments on the National Dairy Shrine Guest of Honor, Jay Mattison. Since Jay's still with National DHIA and doing a great job for us, I will admit that I was part of hiring him years ago. And we needed someone that would take us to the future and get us where we needed and wanted to be to help the dairymen. AI business, genetics, we felt that he was the perfect fit for the job, and it's worked out very well for us. Jay's all about the dairymen. What tools can we give them to manage their dairies to make a profit? Jay's always insisted we become more involved and be at the table, not only for our future, but to help guide the industry where it needs to go for the dairymen, and give them and make available the tools that they need and want. Even a couple months ago, Jay was in the barn taking samples. We've got a project that we're working on right now, and we didn't have the people to take samples at the time we really needed to and to get it started. So Jay's out there in the barn taking samples. That's the kind of guy he is. Let's get it done. Congratulations from National DHIA. We look forward to working with you on the path to our future.
Congratulations with the well-deserved honor. It's always a pleasure to work with you in our joint effort to serve the farmers. You are a very reflecting person, observant to people, and do have an extraordinary ability to include and not exclude. Internationally, we owe you much in return for your great work to link all the global cattle recording industry. Personally, I thank you and your family and colleagues for many visits and for introducing me to the US DHIA universe. It's a top highlight of my working career. You and I have a passion for ice cream, but unfortunately I cannot join you at the DHIA booth this year. So instead I asked a very good friend of you and I to help us imagine. We are both in Mattison this week. Here he comes.
Congratulations, Jay. You did it. We achieved a miracle. As your nominator, I expect a care package now because I had to work so hard to find the positive things to say. Seriously, though, Jay, I commend you for your superb job as a director of research at NAB. That's when I first got to know you. You provided excellent communication with the industry to make things sail smoothly for all parties. We commend you for your leadership in turning the Council on Dairy Cattle Breeding into a nonprofit corporation. You served as vice chair for 5 years and chair for 2 years during that transition. CDCB now carries on the great responsibilities that USDA had earlier, the management of the National Cooperative Database, and the calculation of the genetic evaluations. And last, I commend you for having the good sense to marry Mary. I know she struggles to keep you on the straight and narrow, the poor woman. And I started working on your Nobel Peace Prize nomination that you requested. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Jay is truly an internet pioneer for dairy. He was president of the Agricultural Databases for Decision Support, ADS, which led to the USDA e-extension program. He advised all the industry publications and with major AI organizations on internet usage. He developed and managed the first website presence for the International Dairy Federation. He was the technical conduit and managed content for Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association. He designed and was lead implementer of desktop and network computing at NAAB, Eastern AI Federated, Worldwide Sires, and Applied Resource and Managerial Economics, ARM, at Cornell. He also created the first website for Dairy Shrine and several other nonprofits.
Congratulations on your Guest of Honor award. As someone who has known and worked with you since the last century, I must admit that I was not surprised at your selection as a dairy leader for outstanding accomplishments and contributions. When I think of you, many words come to mind, but I will share the top 5. First is vision, your drive to make the industry better, locally, nationally, and internationally. Second is passion, a passion for people, a passion for the industry, and a passion for integrity, that is doing things right. Third is commitment, doing what needs to be done and stepping up when necessary, as you have done so often over the years to help others. Fourth is Jayisms, creating messages in your own words to help others understand, such as being uncomfortable and decomplexifying. And finally is heart, your compassion for people and your thoughtfulness, taking time to do little things for your friends and colleagues despite the demands of our business on your time. These small personal actions speak volumes of you as a person. Jay, you are a true gentleman, and we are proud that you have been recognized as part of the dairy industry's who's who. While I wish I was able to be there in person to raise a glass with you, I am honored to have the opportunity to share a few words. Congratulations from all of your friends and colleagues north of the border on a well-deserved recognition. Congratulations, Jay.
A recognition like this Guest of Honor designation from Dairy Shrine is always an opportunity to reflect on the accomplishments of a dynamic and successful industry career. The testimonials and tributes to you tonight, Jay, are both impressive and well-deserved. But for me, when I think of you and your work, I don't think about the past as much as I do about the future, since that is where I believe you have made the biggest contributions, challenging the organizations you have worked for, led, and influenced to move forward proactively and thoughtfully.
It was 30 years ago now, but I still remember very clearly one early spring evening in Ithaca when you dragged me and a colleague over to a computer lab on the Cornell University campus. You took us online and showed us an early version of a website. You were full of enthusiasm for reasons we didn't really understand then, but you predicted there would be big impacts from this new technology. Jay, I add my congratulations to those offered by your industry colleagues, your friends, and your family. I trust you will continue to look forward, working for the benefit of all of us.
International leadership has been a continuing aspect of Jay's career, starting in his student days when he was a member of the first Iowa State undergraduate group to go to the People's Republic of China. He led 6 trade missions to Europe for Wisconsin state government and dairy organizations, and he's made presentations for U.S. dairy in over 30 countries. Since 2006, he has been a board member and is the immediate past president of the International Committee on Animal Recording, ICAR, which sets standards for animal identification, milk recording, and genetic evaluations. Of course, he's currently CEO of the National Dairy Herd Information Association. He has provided leadership in converting the Council on Dairy Cattle Breeding from an industry advisory group to a nonprofit corporation that is the keeper of the world's largest dairy cattle databases and the calculator of genetic evaluations for the U.S. dairy industry. Serving as chair, vice chair, and current board member, he played a key role in this transition from USDA. Dairy Shrine congratulates Jay Mattison as our 2020 Guest of Honor, and we welcome Jay, his wife Mary, and their 2 children, Lars and Kari, this evening.